So let's talk about a huge idea that's changing how companies work: data democratization. It's really just about a simple shift. It's about moving from a world where data is locked up tight in a vault to one where it's all laid out in a library, ready for everyone to use. Let's get into it.
Does this sound familiar? You need one simple number for a big decision. Say how last week's marketing campaign actually did. So you put in a request with the data team, and then you wait and wait. That delay, that bottleneck right there, that's the exact problem we're going to unpack today. And this right here, this is the core idea. For years, companies treated their data like it was in a high-security vault. Super secure, sure, but almost impossible to get into unless you are one of the few people with the keys. The new way? It's all about thinking of your data as a public library, organized, open, and built so anyone can walk in, find what they need, and start learning. Okay, so let's dig into that old way for a minute. Let's really understand the problems that come from keeping all your data locked up in that vault. What's really happening here is this massive domino effect. Because data's stuck with just a few specialists, it creates these huge delays. And that means the people on the front lines, your marketing managers, your sales reps, they're basically flying blind. Decisions slow to a crawl, and let's be honest, in today's world, a slow decision is a lost opportunity. And the real kicker? Your super expensive data scientists are stuck just pulling basic reports instead of doing the deep, strategic work you hired them for. All right, so if that's the problem, what's the solution? Well, it all starts with one simple idea: unlocking the data. At its core, data democratization is all about empowerment. It means a product manager can actually explore user data themselves, or a customer service rep can see a client's entire history right away. But, and this is really important, it's not about giving everybody access to everything. It's about giving the right people the right data in a way they can actually use without needing a PhD in computer science. I absolutely love this quote because it just nails the change in mindset. Data stops being this rare thing that a few gatekeepers hand out, and instead it becomes a shared asset, like the electricity or the Wi-Fi in the building, something everyone can and should be tapping into to do their job better. So what really happens when you make this switch? The benefits are, well, they're profound. And it all starts with speed. And look, the impact on speed is just night and day. The time it takes to go from asking a question to making a decision completely collapses. Instead of waiting days, maybe even weeks for a report from the data vault, someone in the data library can find their own answer in minutes. And in business, that kind of agility, that's a game changer. That incredible new speed kicks off three huge benefits. First, yeah, your decisions are way faster. But second, the quality of those decisions gets better. Data becomes the common language, and that creates a real data-driven culture. And third, and this is maybe the coolest part, you unleash innovation. When more people are looking at the data from more angles, someone's bound to spot an opportunity that everyone else missed. You can almost see it happening, right? It's like a chain reaction. It starts simple, you give more people access. That lets more people ask their own unique questions. These new questions uncover new patterns, and those patterns, that's where real groundbreaking innovation comes from. Okay, this all sounds great, but how do you actually build it? I mean, it's not like you can just flip a switch, right? You need to build a really solid foundation. Any successful system is going to stand on three pillars. You've got technology, that's the tools. You've got people, that's the skills and the culture. And you've got rules or governance, that's what keeps everything safe and trustworthy. You absolutely need all three. So let's break them down. First up, technology. This is the engine. It's the machinery that makes the whole data library run. And the key here is to have tools that are so easy to use, anyone can do it, not just the data scientists. So what kind of tech are we talking about? Well, on the front end, for you, the user, you have things called self-service tools, like a Tableau or a Power BI, where you can literally just drag and drop to build charts. Behind the scenes, data warehouses pull everything together in one spot. And then, connecting it all, you have data catalogs. Think of it like a Google search for your company's data. It helps you find what you need and, just as importantly, understand what it actually means. But the best tools in the world are just expensive paperweights if people don't know how to use them, or worse, if they're afraid to try. And that's why this next pillar, the human element, is every bit as critical as the technology. Building a real data-driven culture takes a few different things. Of course, a big chunk is formal training, just getting people comfortable with data. But it's just as important that leaders are actually using data in their own decisions. They have to walk the walk. And finally, you need that peer support. You need data champions sprinkled around the company who can help their coworkers and build excitement from the ground up. And that brings us to our third and final pillar, the rules, or governance. Look, if democratization is about opening the library doors wide, then governance is the friendly librarian who makes sure the books are accurate, in the right place, and not being misused. It's all about freedom within a framework. Here's how that works. You're worried about people using bad data? Okay, we've got a guardrail for that. Data quality checks. Worried about a privacy breach? We've got a guardrail for that too. Role-based access so people only see the data they absolutely need to. And to stop that classic problem where every department has a different number for total revenue, you create a single source of truth. It's just common sense.
All right, so once you have that foundation in place, where is all of this headed? Well, the future of data is about to get even more open, even more intuitive. You know, it's kind of wild when you think about how much has changed. We started in the past, waiting for experts to hand us a static report. Right now, we're in the age of self-service, playing with data on our own interactive dashboards. But the future is going to be even easier, and it's all going to be powered by AI. So what does that future actually feel like? Well, imagine just typing a question, like, what were our sales in Texas last month? And getting an answer instantly. Or imagine your system proactively telling you about a trend you didn't even know to look for. Or even better, imagine the data you need just showing up right inside the apps you already use every day. That's not science fiction. That's where we're headed. So let's end right where we started. Every single organization has data. The real question you have to ask is what kind of home you've built for it. Is it a locked-down vault where only a few people can get in? Or is it an open library designed to empower everyone? The answer to that question will probably tell you a lot about your company's future. Thanks for joining this explainer.